Okay, so today I'm just in the mood to give unsolicited advice. So I am reading off the advice Reddit and seeing what people are needing advice on because I'm curious. But it's kind of crazy because these headlines are wild. Um, so this one lady says, or could be a male, they said, husband got waterboarded. Hi everyone, me and my husband have been married for a while and this has been truly amazing. He is an amazing and sweet person and has a heart of gold. Aww. However, he went through trauma when we were still living apart. His abusive father waterboarded him along with many others. This caused him to be afraid of any water, baths, showers, pools, etc. Oh my god. What? Who the heck's parent just waterboards them? He can't get into the shower without having a panic attack and crying. I feel awful for him and what he went through. He had made a lot of progress over the years with various types of therapy, and I am extremely proud of him. However, I have no idea how to support him. He goes to therapy once a week, and I have also had 2 sessions with his therapist, and they explained together what it was and how he feels. I try to be there for him, and I have asked how I can help him, and I have taken the steps to help him, but I want to do more. I work night shifts from time to time, and 9 out of 10 times he calls me crying and panicking, saying that he doesn't know what to do anymore, and that he feels afraid in our apartment. This causes me to be very worried, and even though I try to calm him down, he is afraid, and spends nights awake waiting for me to come back. Is there anyone who went through abuse and knows a way to help him? I have gone through abuse too, but my coping mechanism was shutting myself off from everything and everyone, whilst he searches me as, well, I guess his safe person, which is completely fine. Obviously, it is not a problem with communication, and him and his therapist are working on it. I have followed courses and have done therapy myself too, so the necessary steps have been taken. However, how do I help him more? Especially on the nights that I'm far away from him, and especially in those nights that when the shower goes on, the flashbacks come back. Any help is useful. Thank you in advance. Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't even got no advice for this. Because what? I've never been through something like that. And I don't really know what to do to cope with that. So there is only a handful surprised. Said replies. One person says, is he on anxiety, PTSD, or trauma medication? He has PTSD and he is on antipsychotics for his sleep. However, the rest he is not open to medication. This was also caused by his childhood. Dang. And they responded, I'm sorry that he had such a severe, awful childhood, but it seems to me that he's just not coping with life very well. The amount of care he needs is so high, and the burden on you is so very high. And I understand that he is making progress, but that progress seems very slow if he is still having this level of anxiety and freakouts. Personally, I think that he would need to explore other medication options so that he can finally start to get his life under control. Another option for him would be to change therapists and see if a different therapist can make some real progress in his life. It sounds to me like he's getting triggered or having PTSD episodes so often that I wonder if it would be healthier for him to just not shower or take baths and use other methods of getting clean, like sponge baths, doing a bird fountain style bath, or using dry bath products. I didn't even know dry bath products were a huge thing until very recently. But oh my gosh, I mean, if there are dry bath products though, I'm surprised he has not used these already, or they haven't recommended them. But yeah, it does sound very it sounds very hard on her to have to deal with that. Because I mean, you're already worried all the time about him, but then you have to be even more worried to get distress calls while you're at work, and it's like she says she does that a couple times a week, I think. So it's That's a lot. I'm trying to see where it says that, if it was really. Oh, from time to time. Okay, so maybe it's not as often as I'm thinking, but I don't know. But Opie said, "Thank you for not advising this person to leave. I feel like that's always the go-to response. My heart ached reading Opie's story. A child has no choices. Like, yeah, an adult can choose to do this or do that to improve their life, but a child has no choices. And an abused kid learns early that they have no choices. An abusive victim learns to just quietly accept it and understand that there is no escape. This is crushing, crippling mentality to have as a child, and it does not leave you as an adult. I'm not saying in any way he shouldn't get help. I'm only saying that part of the cruelty of this illness, if you want to call it that, is that it makes you totally averse to getting help because you don't believe any exists. Let's just say I understand the husband rather well. Thank you for not throwing him under the bus like many would." Dang, that's so true though. And I feel like, dang. It's like took a very dark turn. I mean, I knew the title when I clicked on it, but is so the OP doesn't respond to anything else here, but there wasn't much. Oh, this is only 3 hours ago. Okay, his responses are 2 hours ago, so there's still time. But then somebody else said, or that same person who commented that, the first comment, "I did think about it, but I felt that the husband was getting help. He is taking medication. He's trying to do what he can. He's trying. And I get the feeling that the wife loves him very much and that she is trying and that she is doing her best as well. It seems to me like the biggest problem here is just the PTSD, anxiety attacks that are still happening, and that if they could get that under control, I think you could start to make progress even faster. It's just really hard to improve your mind when you're still being triggered on a regular basis. Those attacks are very difficult and they have a high mental health cost. They are very taxing on the wife as well." Oh, hi Keith. I really want to ride a motorcycle. I need to get off this thread, okay? Yeah, because this is getting me down, okay? But something else. Alright, you know what? I kind of want to get off advice Reddit. I want to see some funny stories. Get something funny. Alright, this is the top one in this thread of funny stories, and it got 95 upvotes. It's titled, "This guy falsely asserted ownership of my car just to flirt with a girl." It's pretty short too. Oh no, I'm not about to read it. Someone comment underneath. Okay, no, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. I, 22 male, took my car to the mall for shopping. Later, I saw a local guy flirting with the girl in the parking lot, claiming it's his car. I heard him saying to girl, "See here, the sticker says his surname," to prove the ownership. Coincidentally, he and I have the same surname. I couldn't stop myself and let my intrusive thoughts win over me. And why not? You don't get this opportunity every day. So I barged in his conversation and said, "Hey, I like your car. I always wanted to buy this car, but I'm not financially strong enough. Would you mind if I experienced sitting inside the car?" He replied. "I'm short on time. I'll waste my time on guys like you some other day." It's fine, totally expected. But what surprised me the most was that the girl was actually entertaining his lame, flirtatious behavior and obvious lie. But what does it matter to me? I simply said, "Okay, my bad." Then unlocked the car, placed the bag inside, rolled down windows, played the song on a high volume, and drove it right in front of both of them. A gratifyingly embarrassed expression on his face brought me immense satisfaction. This was so corny. And then someone said under that sounds rather like you made it up. What an odd thing to do. And he's like, no. Somebody else is saying this def didn't happen, LOL. Who says I'm not financially strong enough? Sounds like AI wrote it. Nobody believes this. Sure, man, whatever you say. What kind of car is it? A Prius? Who says surname? Oh my gosh. I need to get off this. I need to find like an actual interesting true crime. And then let me go to top post of all time. Okay, I can't read that. Alright, this one. Alrighty. In 2015, so unserious. In 2015, Heather Saul shot and killed a man who tried to rape her after she managed to grab his gun away from him. When police arrived to investigation the shooting, they found an enormous kill kit in the deceased man's car. They would later credit Heather with stopping an active serial killer. Oh my gosh. Yo. This is crazy. In 2015, a prostitute/escort named Heather Saul met with a man named Neil Falls. They'd spoken online before, but this was the first time they met in real life. However, Neil attacked Heather almost immediately after entering her house. It's unclear if he was invited in or if he broke in. Either way, Heather ended up in a fight for her life. Neil grabbed her neck and squeezed it hard, telling her that he'd kill her if she didn't do as she was told. With his other hand, he pointed a gun at her. Heather managed to slip away momentarily and a fight ensued. As Heather fought with Neil, she realized that he wasn't going to shoot her. He actually wanted to keep her alive, at least in the short term. Once Heather realized that Neil wouldn't shoot her, she was able to fight back more efficiently. She grabbed a small rake from her kitchen, the kind used to clean up dog poop. Heather swung the rake at Neil. This turned out to be the best thing she could have done because Neil set down his gun so he could use both hands to grab the rake away from her. As soon as she saw that, Heather let the rake get pulled away from her and dove for the gun instead. She immediately shot Neil in the head as soon as it was in her hands. The whole encounter, from the time Neil entered the house to the time he was shot, lasted less than a few minutes. Many people in town were later called her Heather the Hero for her actions that night, but Heather didn't feel like a hero. She felt sick. She never wanted to kill anybody. She never asked for this. When police showed up, she was sobbing hysterically. She was also injured. She had broken back and dislocated shoulder from her fight with Neil. Oh my gosh. This was by far the most traumatic experience of Heather's entire life. She cried profusely throughout her interview with detectives. When a police officer searched Neil's deceased body, he found 4 pairs of handcuffs right away that was seen as a red flag. A search of Neil Falls' car revealed an enormous kill kit. In Neil Falls' vehicle, police found an axe, a shovel, a sledgehammer, a bowie knife, bleach, cleaning supplies, handcuffs, duct tape, guns, and a bulletproof vest. It's likely that Mr. Falls is a serial killer, said State Cooper Charleston Police Department Chief of Detectives. I believe she saved lives by shooting Mr. Falls. Based on what he did to her and based on the items found in the car, it would eventually be confirmed that Neil Falls had kidnapped, tortured, and killed at least several other women besides before he met Heather. Oh my gosh, bro. I don't know like what I would do if I realized that I took out a serial killer. Like, what? And I mean, I don't know. I also would like, that is mad ham. Like, I wonder if he knew her beforehand at all, or if he just was finding random women to do this to. Like, I mean, he has to know she lived alone to have broken in. But, oh my gosh, it doesn't say where. Like, a broken back is ham. She had a broken, this is reading comments now. She had a broken back and dislocated shoulder, yet still managed to fight back and kill him. Incredible. Someone new to that said, adrenaline is a hell of a drug. I have a flatmate who managed to get himself into a car and drive himself home with 2 broken elbows. He had no phone on him and was out rural where he injured himself. He couldn't recall feeling any pain and it was hard to move, but he drove himself home. It wasn't until he got in the driveway the pain kicked in. He was no longer able to use his hands. He had to hit the horn with his head for us to come out and get him. Yet 30 minutes prior, he was able to open his car door and drive. Damn, broken elbows is crazy. I never broken a bone, but I can only imagine that it feels horrendous. Like, I never want to break a bone, because that is, ugh. And then multiple bones, like, I can't even imagine the cast you'd have to wear. I feel like breaking any type of bone as an adult just sucks, because it's like, you really out of commission. Like, you don't got a job that got disability, then, like, you're cooked. And he said under that, oh yeah, it was so gross, bones sticking out under the skin and all. He'd gone to get some weed, lol, from his uncle, and because uncle had been doing works in the driveway, it meant flatmate had to walk back down to the road alone to where his car was parked. He decided to take a shortcut, but couldn't see a big drop. Terrence land. Took a step and put his arms out to catch the fall. Snap. Oh my gosh. I'm literally visualizing it and it looks so gross in my head. Damn. Two years ago. Okay. No. Alright. I'm gonna read one more. Alright, I can't read another true crime now. That was horrific. I'm gonna go to dating advice thread. Oh my gosh. Okay, first one at the top with 28,000 upvotes from 3 years ago. If a man is genuinely interested, he will approach you, quote unquote. Do women really believe this? Oh my gosh. I was reading a post from a woman who was stating her belief that if a man doesn't approach, that means he's uninterested, and conversely, if he has any interest at all, he would definitely make a move. I find this fascinating because it is so completely false. For most men, 99.999+% of the time, when we see a woman we are obviously interested in approaching, we don't, unless she gives us some sort of clear signal that she is open to being approached. And even then, a huge percentage of men are clueless to her signals. Many guys are shy or introverted. Plus, there is a fear of being rejected. The biggest fear of being labeled a creep. Hashtag me too. Wanting to respect her space, being told repeatedly not to approach in public, etc., etc. How is it possible that so many women are oblivious to this reality? You know, I don't know. I feel like that's what I assume too. So, like, if I don't get approached, then I'm minding my business. I'm not approaching anybody. So, let's see what people have to say. First comment. I don't have time to sit around waiting for someone else to initiate a relationship. When I met my now husband at college, I liked him on site, so I asked him if he wanted to come over and watch movies. At the end of the night, we said goodbye, and I offered my phone number in case he wanted to hang out over the weekend. His response, "Oh no thanks, I'm working." The next morning he had remembered that I mentioned my blog, found my email, and apologized for being a moron and turning my number down. Married 9 years this past September. If you like someone, then say it. It's your job to give yourself the best life. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Damn. She's right though. And someone said under that, appreciate, applicable to many things. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else someone else say? I think it's more, quote, if a man genuinely likes you, he will show you, quote, aka if you keep showing a man interest and he never texts back or plans meetups first or whatever, he doesn't like you that much. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. And someone under that said, definitely agree with this. You can't just expect him to show interest if you don't show a little too. Is there anyone here who disagrees? This is another guy's comment. I feel I'm an average guy. I've always found it so strange that when I'm the one involved, how clueless I am to signs that women is putting out that she's interested without saying so. However, when it's someone else and I'm the third viewer, it's crazy how obvious these signs are. For me, I know is that I started... Why am I having a brain fart? For me, I know it is that I start to way overthink it, and it becomes easier to doubt what you see and sense. Once doubt sets in, fear is not far behind, and before you know it, I talk myself out of it without even speaking an actual word. Damn. When it's you in the moment, this is what someone else said. When it's you in the moment, there may be real social consequences for guessing wrong. In that case, a safe bet, she's being friendly, seems preferable. When you evaluate someone else, there's nothing to lose in assuming her attraction. Damn, someone under that said, and I thought I was the only guy with these problems. Honestly, I'm kind of curious about the times where people were flirting with me and I was just completely oblivious to it. Because I know it probably, I'm always assuming that nobody ever flirts with me, bro. That's literally always my assumption. Because, be for real. You don't know for real. So, I don't know. Then somebody else here said, there's so many reasons why he may not approach when he is interested. Next comment, exactly. Recently broke up, already involved, separated, no job, in between jobs, etc. Dang. And someone said, more like that, the odds that a woman I find attractive would be attracted to me are abysmally low. Oh, I had to upvote that. It sounds so sad. You never know unless you try. Oh, yeah. I'm capping, yo. I have noticed when people have flirted with me before, but There are times when it's just like, no. Especially when it be old ass men. Okay. There's a lot of men in this, okay? Men here. This is another comment. I want a repeat clear signal before I approach. No, it's not too much to ask. And someone said, I don't think it has anything to do with being shy or introverted either. Most normal men have heard, seen, and read thousands of stories about women being heckled or the scary stories we hear from women in our lives and do not want to be one of those creepy, horrible, arsehole guys from them. A clear signal from the woman to let you know that when you ask her out, she's not going to add you to the list of stories she has with her friends about some creepy guy approaching her. I mean, I can understand that. And honestly, I'm applauding her because there are too many bad stories. But yeah, I don't even know what a signal is. I don't know what a clear signal is. Like, yeah, that's beyond me right now. Let me get another comment. Okay. Alright, that's what someone said. That's not what they said. They said if someone likes you, they would take the time out to talk to you, make plans with you, be in your life. It's not about making the first move, but being invested. Dang, yeah. It says, to me, this is it. It's effort. If they put in effort, they're clearly not. If they put in no effort, they're clearly not into me, or they don't know how to show it. Which also isn't anyone else's problem if you can't communicate. This doesn't mean women shouldn't or aren't putting in effort, because most do, whether it's texting or talking in person or offering to do something together. When a man shuts all those down, I'm just going to move on and assume he's not interested. Someone said, yep, I feel the same about women. Unless you communicate to me as to why you're not very communicative, like some sort of mental health struggle or you're busy or something like that, where it's reasonable as to why you're not able to communicate, then I'm going to assume you are very disinterested. Yeah, I felt that. If it's clear I'm the only one putting any kind of effort into it, arranging dates, maintaining conversations, keeping the motion moving, then a gal is signing herself up to lose my interest to someone who does show effort. Why aren't I getting dates with any good guys? Probably because you're being lazy with your shit. LOL. Dang, that felt like a shot. I really don't be putting in no effort to talk or text to people because I don't like to. I like being in my life, in my bubble, doing what I want. Maybe that's toxic. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know if I'm a relationship person. Like, I like being alone with myself, chilling. But what do they say to that? So one person said this: if it's clear I'm the only one putting in any kind of effort into it, arranging dates, maintaining conversations, keeping the motion moving, then a gal is signing herself up to lose my interest to someone who does show effort. Oh wait, I just read that one. Okay. I'm a woman. It is probably because we've been conditioned to be less active and to wait for guys to approach us. I think that's stupid because it takes a lot of courage to approach someone without knowing what the other person feels. If you're interested, just express interest, and if the other party reciprocates, things will move on from there. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Gelandewagen. I mean, I guess that's right. This is just proving my original statement a lot. So someone wrote under that. I'm a guy and I agree. I have female friends who complain to me that they like a guy, they want to approach him, and yet they are scared because in the past guys considered it weird that a woman approached first. I really hate that there are different rules for what you must and must not do depending on your gender. Damn. Someone said underneath that, as a dude, I think it's fucking attractive as hell for a girl to make the first move. I don't know why, but there's something about it. First time it happened to me, I was all in. Then I got ghosted after like 2 months. Damn. That is tough. That guy responded, I agree. It happened to me only once when a girl I didn't know openly hit on me in a semi-joking manner. It was really nice. I mean, it didn't work out, but I appreciated the move. She was very confident in herself, but in a good way. I think the deal is that for a girl, it's just less likely to be considered a creep or facing worse consequences for a simple, respectful demonstration of interest. Yeah. I guess so. Alright. I'm done. Bye. Yo, I thought I was done, but then I seen the title for the next one right underneath it, and I'm about to read it because it says, I've never found a black woman attractive, but I think you're beautiful. End quote. Ugh, I fucking hate that. It said, this is not a compliment. Please do not say this to any black woman you're interested in. Automatic turn off. Edit. This isn't a give me advice post, quote unquote. I'm trying to give the advice. This can be used for anything, height, race, etc. Thank you. Edit 2. This is all said under the scope of dating relationships. In general, it means it's still kind of stupid to say, because why was it necessary? But I digress. 100%. Anybody ever saying this, don't ever say this to me ever a day in your life. Because what? You're pretty for a black girl. How about, you know what? I'm not even about to say that, but ugh. Okay, yes, 100%. Insane for Asians. You're really pretty for a Chinese girl isn't a compliment, especially if I'm not Chinese. Damn. Someone said, conversely, I stay away from guys who ask what Asian I am and then say most of my exes are Asian. Damn. What else is people saying? Back in college, my roommate said to me, she's hot for a black girl. I'm black, and said, what does that mean? Dude couldn't explain. Of course he couldn't. Someone said, they never can. I was told by a guy in college I was the hottest black girl he'd ever seen, quote unquote. I asked him what the hottest white girl he's ever seen was. He stood there looking stupid. Yo, I never thought to ask people that, because what? They said, simply put, for whatever reason, people who aren't black do not find black women attractive on average. It's the same for black men, although to a lesser extent. With what these presumably non-black men are telling you is that you are an exception to the perception of attractiveness among black women. Damn. Someone said underneath that, yes, this is true. Same thing for Asian men. It's Asian men and black women who do worse statistically on dating apps. However, all races of women, I say, have a better shot on olds than any race of guy due to gender ratio. Someone said under that, I once dated a black girl, my friend, quote unquote, saw fit to warn me of the possibility that she might be trying to trap me into paying child support. This sounds so ridiculous. Someone said, I was about to impulsively downvote this just because it annoyed me so bad. I'm glad friend is in quotations. Yeah. I'm still gonna downvote it because that's OD. Okay, we need a different comment. Someone said, all you need to say is the last part of the line. I think you're beautiful. Totally forget about the first part. Totally unnecessary. Like, for real. It really is not necessary. If you think somebody's pretty, just say they're pretty. Like someone said, I'd like to add this and note to avoid any, quote, you're the exception, quote, in physical term comments. It's just wrong. I don't like big eyes, but they are amazing on you. I normally don't like blondes, but you look incredible. I like thicker women, but you're hot. It's a cheap attempt to make a woman feel unique. Our efforts should be more creative and decent than these. Yeah, none of those are like compliments. And OP said, and make us insecure. Now I know you don't like girls with big eyes, so how am I going to feel every time you see a girl with small eyes now? Yeah. Someone said, yo, check out the baddie over there with the tiny eyeballs. God damn. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Oh my gosh. They said, thank you. Can we refrain from all versions of you're pretty for a black girl? They all scream ignorance. OP said, right? Like I can't achieve normal prettiness, but for a black girl, I'm okay. Like, thanks. I don't get why people make these comments. There are a ton of pretty black girls. Do people not have eyes? And someone said, I feel like you're pretty for a black girl is a nicer way of saying black people are below my standards, but you're kinda okay. I mean, it's okay to not be attracted to black people, but backhanded compliments like this are the worst. And someone said, oh, it's not a nicer way of saying anything. It's literally black people are generally unattractive. 197 upvotes. To be frank, no, it's not okay to not be attracted to black people. All black people do not look the same. We do not act the same. We do not speak the same. We do not carry themselves in the same way. Hell, we don't even share the same skin color. Saying or believing that you're not attracted to black people is inherently racist and dismissive, and something that needs to be a conversation involving a therapist. Thank you. Edit. I'm eating this, my lord, justifying your racism and other bigoted preferences all you want. I'm just calling it as I see it. Yeah, I'm not even about to read those replies. Someone said under that, or under the previous thread, is it seriously that common of an experience for black women? Like, I'm fucking clueless with women, and I would never use the line, you're pretty for an ex, in any way. Who would like that? Like, if someone told me I'm handsome for a pasty, freckled white guy, I'd be pretty offended. Black woman here, yes, I've heard this many times. Yes, I have actually heard this many times, and it's so, ugh. Ew. And someone said, black girl here, I've been told that plenty as well as the usual chocolate bunny, Nubian queen, exotic. I usually ask how to compare on a regular scale. The amount of stuttering this question creates is fun. In stupidity, even if I think that, you should never say it. Even if you think that. Someone said, maybe it's just good form to refrain from any you're pretty handsome for a, just leave it at you're pretty or handsome. Alright, this is getting me, alright. I'm tired of reminiscing on these memories right now because it's happened often and it's trash. And don't ever say that to people. Now, bye for real.